Welcome to the Sonoma County Winegrape Commission's Winegrape Chronicles. In this monthly series, we'll follow several Sonoma County growers and winemakers through a typical winemaking season, giving you a glimpse into the process behind making some of the world's finest wines.
I'm Mark Hauser. I'm the vineyard manager for Hoot Creek and Alexander Valley Vineyards. We're here in the heart of Alexander Valley, 7 miles east of Healdsburg as the crow flies. And it's September 5th, and we are picking Zinfandel and Primitivo on a hillside vineyard. This is the Alexander Valley Vineyards and Winery winemaker, Kevin Hall, and we're out here watching the crews pick and deciding what were the factors that led us to picking for this day.
There's a couple different factors that we always look for when we're deciding to pick. One is sugar content. And these grapes right now, they're coming out around 25 bricks. So for us, for Primitivo, that's just where we want them. Of course, flavor is also a determinant, and the flavors are turning out great. There's a little bit of cranberry, there's pomegranate, there's wild cherry. The acidity and the pH balance are just right. And if the weather holds and it doesn't get too hot, it should be a perfect day for picking.
The crews are working. We have a 14-man crew. And they're picking about 28 tons today, which will be a good day for him, and we'll watch that being crushed at the winery. This is the Primitivo grape that we're picking today. When the crews pick, they come in and grab the clusters, and they look for the main stem. They take their cutting knife and cut the whole clusters off and drop it into their picking pans underneath here. This is a great grape for them to pick because they're large and has a lot of weight. And one, they can make good money, and it's very fast picking, and we can get the fruit quickly into the winery without getting too warm. This is Primitivo. It's just a slightly different than Zinfandel, but Kevin, isn't color development good? But also there's a little bit of shrivel here. But raisening is something that we like to see in the this variety.
Yeah, raisening for Primitivo fits just perfect, along with Zinfandel. The raisins give it a nice little boost on sugar, helps fill out the body too on the mouthfeel. And the flavors are complementary. We're also checking another indicator of ripeness is seed development. And you'll find that as the berries start to ripen, the seeds will darken. They'll go from green to chestnut brown. So that's a good indicator that this fruit's ready to go.
Now we've come from the vineyard and we've come to the winery, and we're right in front of the barrel caves. And Kevin, this is your department.
Yeah, so the caves that you see behind us, that's where we store all the barrels. Right now we have around 5,000 barrels in there. The caves are dug into the mountain. Up on top of the hill there is actually the family plot of Cyrus Alexander. He's the namesake of Alexander Valley. In a few minutes we're going to head on down to the crush pad and we'll take a look at the Primitivo and some Cabernet that's being crushed. Right now we're dumping a valley bin, a Cabernet Sauvignon that's been hand harvested into our hopper. Each one of those bins holds about 2¼ tons of fruit. There's an auger in the bottom of the hopper that carries the fruit along to our destemmer crusher. Once the fruit enters the destemmer, the berries are removed from the stems go out one end and the fruit drops out the bottom, where we pump it to our fermentation tanks. Everything on the crush pad here is designed for a gentle movement of the fruit. You don't want to bang up the fruit, you don't want to damage it, you want to treat it as gently as you can to extract the best quality juice. So right now the fruit is being pumped into this tank, and we'll do a 24-hour cold soak. And what that is we turn the cooling jackets on the tank to around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, chill down the grapes and juice, and let them just sit and macerate, extracting any color and flavors that we can before we inoculate with our yeast. So tomorrow we'll inoculate, and from that point fermentation will start slowly and then it'll ramp up fairly quickly. Fermentation will typically take around 7 to 10 days. During those 7 to 10 days, we do a pump over. And what a pump over is, when a fermentation starts, the sugar is being converted to alcohol and carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide starts to try to escape up the top, and it takes the skins with it. the skins will form a hard cap. The skins are where all the flavor and all the color are, and we want to extract that. So what we do is we take the juice from the bottom and we pump it over the top through a sprinkler, which then wets the cap, percolates through it, and extracts more color and flavor. We do that twice a day. When all the sugar has been converted to alcohol in about 7 to 10 days, we'll then drain off the wine and dig out the tank, and that involves going inside the tank and shoveling out the skins because they still have quite a bit of liquid in them. We'll take the skins to our press, load them in there, give them a pressing, and extract the rest of the wine, and then move on to the next tank.